Well, good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and we've got a glorious Saturday here in England. So I've been doing some orchid maintenance this morning, and that means checking the orchids, checking the pots, checking the media. And I've got this dendrobium here, which is the delicatum. It's the big one, and this one will possibly, hopefully flower February or March, and but this has been in a winter rest. Well, it's had two winter rests. It's had a winter rest November, part of December, and then we've gone back into this cold weather again, so it's had another winter rest, and quite a few of the canes have shriveled back, and these are last year's canes. You can see how some of the canes have shrunk back a little bit. You see the little husks that covers them easily comes off in my hands. So today I thought, as we're going into February, this next weekend, it is time to bring these out of dormancy. So what I've done today is just sprayed the roots. I've not submerged the pot in water. I've just just sprayed the roots, and hopefully that will just hydrate it enough. This is going back in the garage. It's not staying in the grow room because the heat up here at the moment, it's 22.7. and we've only got 52% humidity, although it was 56, but as soon as I start opening the door, the humidity drops. And so this is going to go back in the garage. The simple reason being is that it would be too extreme. It would be going like we go from England to Florida, and you get off the plane and the heat hits you. Wonderful, isn't it? But I'm going to do this gradually for this one. And because it's a milder weekend, it can stay in the garage. And let's just have a look what we're looking for to see whether there's any signs of, you can see where it's flowered before. You see down in there, can you see? That's possibly a nice new flower developing. Let's have a look in this one. There's something down there. And also what I've done today, there's definitely something down there. Oops, let me just show you. What I've also done today is, can you see, is I've just gently wiped these leaves. And hopefully with the spraying of the water and wiping of the leaves, that should be fine. And what I've done with this one, I've put like a halo of wire around it, just so that I can hold some of these canes in, and because otherwise they can flop from side to side. Now I'm just going to gently, if I can, put this down here. And I do apologise about that. Right, so what I thought I'd just show you today is signs of things awakening. And I might have shown you one of these the other day, but I'm not too sure. And this little one here, this is Dendrobium phalaenopsis, and I think this is blue happiness. And let's have a look at this one. Now it's got no roots. Well, it's got a few roots, but these are the lifeblood of this plant. And these two little not flowers. These two little growths now. They've not got any roots yet, but hopefully in a few days, or maybe next weekend, they may start to put out some roots, and you can just see where the leaf's a little bit worse for wear. But the trouble is, you see, when it's like this stage here, you see, you can't drown it, because you'll lose your plant by overwatering. in some ways you just have to let nature take its course. It will absorb the nutrients from the leaves, those new growths will, until they can commence roots, and those roots then can put down into that media. We've got another one here. Now I don't know whether this one, well, I've pulled this one out, and this is tropical. Oh no, this is Thailand black. And I'll show you this one, if I can get this label in. And look at that. Can you see that new growth there? And that's already started to put roots down. And you might think, well, that's very, very dry. And it is. I'll probably later just introduce some water at the bottom of this little container and let it just absorb a little bit. You see it's taking nutrient from that leaf there, and it might have a flower inflorescence coming out there, but the cane's a little bit shriveled on that one, but I can definitely see new little roots developing there. So once they get down into that media down there, that'll romp away. So I'll just put that over here for the minute. And likewise with this one, that's that little one, the Cattleya, 24 karat gold. And going to sneeze, excuse me. Oh dear. And oh dear, just suppressed it just in time. That's got that little root with a green tip developing there, and it's got that new growth there. So that's another one in rescue, and that just fits over here on that shelf. This one here I've just watered, and this is Dendrobium nobile stardust firebird, and this just lives on keikis. The plant will flower, send out keikis, and hopefully those keikis will produce flowers. I've not always been successful in the keikis actually growing on, but I've got another one here, and I'll show you that one, which is here. Oops, got wet all over the table now. Oh, so there's, let me have a go. Let me pick it up. Right. Okay. So there are the new growths. There. It's only in this little tiny container. And there's a little, well, I can't tell yet whether it's a little flower nubbin. I think that's a keiki. But there it goes, you see. So spring is just round the corner. And if I put that one over there, this one here, this is that little maniliforme, and I've just watered this little bit of sphagnum moss because that's sending me two little growths out there. Can you see? So I'm really chuffed about that one. And this one I showed you yesterday. This is Baby Angel. And you see the name. And I don't know what made me look at it this morning, but look there. Don't know whether you noticed that. That's a little root appearing there. Just tucking out of that fan there. So I'm thinking, yippee! That must be happy. So if I put that back under there, this one I'll just show you here now quickly. And this is the Bulbophyllum lobii. And I put this into one of these new open baskets. And it's been on this shelf now a good fortnight, I think. and it wasn't until I've just come to look at it. Look at that, new leaf, and that there, when they produce their leaves, the leaves are closed, and then it takes them a while, and then the leaves will split open. So I'm really chuffed about that one. And so while I've got you here, I'll put that back on the shelf here, and I'll bring this one up first, and then I'll show you just something else. So this is the M.E.s Tankenvillia, and this is the terrestrial orchid, and it's just having a little drop of water, so excuse the dripping. And look at the roots. Can you see those little tiny hairs on that root? It does remind me of the Pathiopedilums and the Phragmipediums. And you see, there's the other roots. And oh, I don't tip it up too far, because otherwise all that media is going to drop out. And you see, it's been in there about 10 minutes, and already it's up to that part of the pot. So it'll stay in here a little bit longer, and it'll absorb all those nutrients. Now there was that, well, I assume it's a new growth. Michael thought it might be a flowering inflorescence. He said because they come from the bottom of the bulbs. And there's that one still down there, which hasn't developed yet. It looks as though actually from here it just looks as though it's pearlite, but it isn't. And that's the other one. You can probably see it from there. And that's the other new growth there. So that's our water, quite a few of mine. And I just tilt it there, and the water runs down, and they're able to absorb that water. So let's just have a look at this one. I have to be careful, because this is Dendrobium. Let's lift it up. Gatton Sunray. And for those who follow me, this came last year, and oh, it came on leaps and bounds. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful roots. So I was a little bit worried it got some marks on its leaves, and I decided to unpot it. There you see those marks, and that's historic scale, but it hasn't got any scale now. And then I decided to change it, to change the media. So of course that upset it. Dendrobiums hate. I don't know why I do, you know, because I know what's going to happen, and every time I can't help myself, because I need those roots. I need to get them into my type of media so that they can come into my environment, and then I don't have to disturb them again. But on saying that, they have to be disturbed. They have to be disturbed once. And so this one went into lava rock. And so what I've done this morning is I'm just going to come down here, because knowing my luck, if I try and manoeuvre this, I will drop it and the lava rock will go everywhere. Right. Okay. So I've got this container here. So it's a container within a container, and the Chrysotoxum is in one of these containers. They're quite good, actually. I did one time, I think, have a maybe a Phalaenopsis or something in here, and of course it tried to get its roots through these little slits, but those are too small. So, but what I've done today is with this one, because it was in the lava rock. This is one of those new baskets, and it's got a good root system. Look at that. They're not green yet, but they're not dead. And so I've anchored this one down. Can you see all those roots? I've anchored it down. This particular cane here was straight back and through here. So that one there was here, coming this way. Well, that's no good. I need it to go that way. So I've wired it. This is wired into this pot, and this cane now is wired this way. For the moment, it'll sit in this one, because it's stabilised. And then the inner one, the one with the slats there, the inner one, eventually, once it's stabilised, I can take that out, and then this will just sit in this bottom one. And then those roots now can stay, well, it can stay in this pot for donkeys, because it's big enough. It's got the slats of the inner pot. This one I've just the ones from China, and I think we're going to be fine with that now. So and I've wiped these leaves, and again it's just absorbing a little bit of that nutrient back. So I've given that a little tiny bit of feed this morning, and that should be fine. And I'll put that there, that's where that one sits. This is the other one, which this is the chrysotoxum. It's got a little bit of damage on the leaves there, and there, and there. And I'm not sure whether or not water's actually run on them, and that's what's caused that. Could be sunburn, because I did have it out in the garden last year, and that again, you see, a yellow leaf there and that leaf there, so it's taking nutrient back. Well, that leaf can come off now. And if I show you this one, this is what I mean by the inner basket. Hold on, because this is quite a big plant actually. If I lift this out, there we go. So that's the bottom one, and they're the feet, and I've pinched the feet for the angraecum at the moment. So eventually I'll have to pinch the feet back, but there, see? And let's just see if it'll let me show you. I don't think you'll see through this light, but there's a mass of roots just inside there. And this is quite a heavy plant. You can see all the nice roots down there. And there we go. I think this might have just 1 to 2 remnants of the bark for when it originally came. But look at these big fat pseudobulbs. Massive. And so this will just stay in here. Goes in that pot there. And it'll sit on there just to get a little bit extra light. And so that's what I'm doing this weekend. I'm not at work Monday or Tuesday. So the orchids, the ones in the windows here, they've got to be watered now. And I think this one yesterday, this is the Provacavolia. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's turn around. There we are. Procatavolia, Jarrat Green Star. I do love this charcoal. That root there is going through those 2 pieces of charcoal. And I absolutely love this type of media. I mean, it originally started off with a little bit of sphagnum moss there, and that must have been when it was a seedling. And See the roots there? Is that going to focus? There's a little bit of water at the bottom here. Not a lot. Just enough to keep those roots hydrated. And if I put this one back up here, oh, it's just started to rain outside, and let's just have a look at Frag and Pedium Ripteri. You know, he's still wanting to take that little petal back for some reason, and I don't know why. But never mind. Try gently bring you back over here. So this weekend, this is the Laelia rubescens. I'm going to gently spray that now, and hopefully bring that one back into some kind of life. There's that new one, that new acquisition. And where's the label gone? There we go, there's the label. And that water's not been absorbed yet. Well, the tiniest little bit. So then that will stay dry. That'll do. See? Takes all that water up. And I'm talking away, and I always want to do a short video and I never end up doing a short video. I always end up doing a long video, and I do apologise. But sometimes I enjoy a long video. I get my cup of coffee or my cup of tea, depending on what time of the day it is, and I think, oh good, I can sit down and relax now for about 20 minutes and watch somebody's video. Anyhow, that one there. This is Pendulum. Yeah, Dendrobium Pendulum. And look how that's coming on. Now is it going to focus? Come on. And I've tried to see, but I think that's going to be, there's no root yet, but I think that's going to be a new growth. Because I think if it was any flower inflorescences, they'd come from these nubbins here. So I think that's going to be a new growth. So I'm super, super excited about that. And everything else is doing fine. It'll take me all weekend, and possibly Monday or Tuesday, just to do the orchid maintenance, look at everything, decide if that's the media that's in, it's going to be fine, and or whether I need to check it out. That's one of those little phalaenopsis that I moved back into bark, and that's giving me that new root. So I'm super excited with that. And this one here, that's got that nice root coming. And if I just reach over for this one, and then I'm definitely going to finish the video. There we go. That's that flower inflorescence. And that was another one that I converted back into bark. So that's it, folks. From me to you, take care, enjoy your orchids. Bye bye now.